y'all. So in this video, I'm going to be reacting to Shawn C's worst albums of 2023. I'm trying to think of what even came out this fucking year. Like, I don't even think a lot of shit was that memorable. I really don't. Like, the only ones that I really think I liked, like, trying to remember, to me, Doja Cat's album was like 75% fire. I fucked with it. But as far as everything else, like Drake's albums, like they weren't that like stand out ish that I'm like, oh yeah, that's the one. Like that wasn't really that, I haven't listened to Nicki's entire album. Who even released? Like, why is this year a fucking blur? Feel like it's been 8 years in one. Anyways, let's go. Let's get into it. Yeah.
Taking back, they're what came to my mind. I'm sorry, okay, in advance. I'm sorry. There's an album that you love to death, almost more than your mom, that's gonna be on this list, and I think that's okay.
I doubt it. I don't think it is.
We all need to learn how to accept the fact that the things that we think are beautiful might not be beautiful to every person. I just want you to prepare yourself for that in life. So let's just rip the Band-Aid right off. I'm going Jack Harlow #1. I'm sorry. It is what it is. I hope y'all are done being surprised with the fact that a white man knows how to rhyme. And now that you've had a couple years to get over the surprise that was what's popping, you can look at Jack Harlow for what I feel he truly is, which is a white 2012 Big Sean. This most recent album from bro, I don't remember the name of it, was probably one of the least interesting things that I've had the displeasure of listening to all year. And not to be disrespectful, but I think this could have came from a myriad of black artists, and y'all probably wouldn't have given it any buzz. Probably would have sold 13 to 15K first week, being honest. There's nothing wrong with being painfully average either. I think that people have room to grow and to become better, but there's a problem with being painfully average while also rapping with a chip on your shoulder, as if you deserve more respect because you rap in a mediocre fashion. You're doing the same thing that other artists have been doing and receiving less recognition for years. I would expect majority of the material off of this record to be happy-go-lucky, and a lot of the beats off of this record are so skeletal and drawing back and really.
I can't speak on it because I didn't listen to it. I think I heard like a 1 or 2 songs or something and did not care.
Get you to hone in and focus on what Jack Harlow is saying to a point where you realize this nigga really can't rap like that. The familiarity I think hip-hop fans, at least in my opinion, have with this most recent record that he dropped was that it sounds like other shit that they already like. Not that it sounds original, that it sounds fresh, that it sounds new, just that it sounds like something that they're already familiar with. So boom, we got to give it a positive score based off that. Jack Harlow, in my opinion, has the depth of a 2-week-old being baptized, but his rapping is as if the world is against him sometimes. I just hope bro continues to keep it light. He seems like a cool guy.
And by the way, I fuck with Shawn C. I be watching his like streaming shit. Like, and when he plays games or, like, reacts to, like, the cut videos and stuff like that, he's funny as fuck. He is. Funny as hell. Anyways.
I'm praying to God there's acting in bro's future. Next is going to be NF. And this guy is normally known for making, like,
can't speak on
trailer rap music, if that makes sense. I don't mean trailer park. I mean, like, literal movie trailer soundtracks. And he's rapping as if he's about to defeat the final boss. The least interesting thing you can do for me right now as a rapper is talk about how much better you are than other rappers. Not improving upon the skill set that you think is required of said rappers, just rapping to a point where you think you're better than they are, without any unique perspectives on the songs that you're rapping on, without any thought to how the song is going to sound outside of just you rapping. I mean, this music is legitimately, in my opinion, for people who go to sleep with epic war music in their...
If I'm making faces, it's because mofos is outside just being loud and shit, and I just hope it don't translate to the audio. That's it.
And imagine themselves as the main character fighting against an army of peons. Training montage music for people who want to go to the gym but don't. And that's an example of another MC that I think is probably a cool person outside of the rapping, but doesn't make anything interesting to listen to for someone not imagining themselves as an anti-hero in the new Spider-Man game. I don't know what to think about Trippie Redd at this point. I love him too.
This is what I'm saying. I'm not saying that because I haven't heard it, this must make it trash. But I'm just saying, like, I don't know. I just don't know. Like, a lot of shit did not make an impact enough for it to... I didn't even know like some of the shit came out. To be honest,
That's the worst part about this. Like, I see so much talent and purpose and ability within what he's putting out or what he used to put out. But right now, I don't know what it is. I just feel like it's copy paste, or
I liked his
he's just
song.
throwing all of his skills into a blender and seeing what comes out
I don't
without any
remember what it's
thought
called.
or direction
But I
as
liked
to
it.
how the music is going to sound. Mansion music is one of the most egregious examples of Trippie Redd's skill set just being wasted, in my opinion. Him not utilizing his strongest assets, which, one, I think is his singing voice, and two, when done well, his versatility. But you go to Mansion music, and majority of it is just a bloated body of work. There's maybe 2 or 3 songs that I think are worthy of listening to on this album, and the rest, throw it in the trash along with the rest of the Trippie Redd records that we haven't been listening to over the past 4 years. And I'm probably not as harsh on Trippie Redd because I do feel like once he finds something that's new or refreshing, he'll be able to find his way in that landscape. But I don't think that his album sales recently will be incentivizing him to find something new, as even his most recent record, As a Return to Form a Bit, wasn't met with positive reception or major interest. We don't have anything incentivizing you to do or be better, and you're finding yourself struggling to kind of exist in a lane that's, for one, kind of saturated, and two, growing so fast that you can't even catch it. It might make one play it safe, but I still don't think that's an excuse for this album to be as bloated and as generic as it is. I don't get it. I'm sorry. I want to get it. I do. I don't want to be one of those, but this is just one of those whippersnapper ass albums that I'm gonna just have to miss out on the coolness of. I have asked.
Which one, sir? Give me the title it. Whose album is that? Shit, I don't know.
Near every Destroy Lonely fan that I've been able to come across.
I don't even know what that is.
What you see in bro's music, and for the life of me, outside of It's a Vibe, I've gotten zero insight. I'm not even putting him on the list, to be honest, because it's that terrible. Like, I think nigga trash, right? I don't think it's good at all. But I'm more so asking y'all to explain what makes it so good. And I mean genuinely. I need something more than It's a Vibe. Because when I listen to bro music, it's almost like I'm listening to someone making a Playboi Carti song from memory. Without the vocal eccentricity, without the personality, without any rapping ability, beats that completely overshadow him as an artist. What is the appeal? Please, you have to tell me. And it might be more listenable, like I said, if I felt like there was some energy being given or some type of effort in any capacity to differentiate the song from the overwhelmingly largely saturated market that it currently exists in, but it doesn't. So please, I implore you to prove me wrong. Show me some stats. Show me some scientific data. Show me a case of AirPods.
Let me see them.
That I'll have to buy to listen to this record at a different frequency so that I can be in the wave, because I don't want to miss out, but I don't want to listen either. And yes, the exact same criticism goes for his partner in crime, Ken Carson. This is actually hurtful.
I don't know these people.
Honest, this next one, and it's Ray Shrimmer, because I love Ray Shrimmer, to be honest. When I go back and think about my life and my history,
like, when I think about it, was Ray Shrimmer both of them, or was that just him, that the one on the cover? Oh, is he sitting in front of something? I don't know, because it was Sway Lee and the other one. Anyways, when I was like 16, 17, yeah, they was, I ain't got no type. I was like, wait, hold up. I was really fucking with it. Or this could be us, but, like, I was like real young. I was like, whoa. But then as I got older, I was just like, bro, either the music got trash or they were always trash and I just kind of matured. I don't know, but I don't really fuck
with their music. It's really no reason why I ever would need to put them on a worst album, year list, song, anything. I like their music. It's sad to see them phone it in for damn near an entire album.
He's just
like
in front of the other one.
back to back. No artistic vision whatsoever.
Slim,
and you might argue that they never had a vision or a plan or an outline for where their career would go when they first started making music, but at least it felt like they were having fun and not phoning it in. It almost sounds like they're not even in the studio. They're not, consciously figuring out or working on records that they know might pop, or at the very least planning out their sessions to a point where they can have a cohesive record that seems to make sense coming from the both of them, given what they've already released in the past. But the music doesn't sound more mature or like they're consciously going in a direction different from what they went when they were younger. It just sounds bad. It sounds unfocused. It sounds like it's lacking energy. They're like a shell of their former selves, making music without regard to what made them such a dominant force in the very beginning. I hope they get it together and can make a record that's really entertaining sooner rather than later. Because if it keeps up at this pace, I'm going to just be listening to Sway Lee. And I don't want to imagine a world without Slim Jimmy making music either. I don't want to keep the hate train going. But
I said Slim. I was close. The fuck?
Just put it up, bro. I'm sorry. I can't lie to myself, you know.
I like
it's great.
that one with J. Cole.
I'm coming out. This is my story. I wish that things were different. Maybe I'm not a dog. You feel me? Maybe this not my lane. Maybe the Drake and Shawn C fan musician relationship ends with this record. I don't know. What I understood about For All the Dogs wasn't necessarily something about Drake, but it was something about myself. And what I understood was it's over. When I listen to this album, I really feel like everything that Drake's been making for a while now has been aging like milk. And I know it's easy to say that when the general consensus about Drake is he's not as good as he used to be. That's a sentiment that even Drake understands well enough to a point where he centered his entire 2021 record around reviving his former self. Is that criticism unfair to Drake? Sometimes it is. But sometimes it's brought up in response to this new arc that he seems to be entertaining, where he's bitter, childish, without a goal in sight, because he's obviously already at the top. And so making music without purpose is nothing that I'm a stranger to listening to. I enjoy that, especially at this point in my life. Not taking things so seriously. I'm not looking for meaning in everything. But when I see Drake is making a 22, 23 track album that I'm taking...
I just feel like it didn't mature. I don't know. And I'm not, you know, I don't feel like his music has... I feel like sometimes, like it's like when he was on that... song with Jack Harlow, it seemed like he was in like a more mature space. I don't know if it's because Jack Harlow was young and he kind of, you know, was saying that he, like, Jack Harlow was kind of doing the, like, cocky, like this, and I can have this, and bitches, and bitches. But then it was like Drake's verse was all about, like, financial stability, therapy, like, it was just mature, and it was refreshing. And I think, like, with J. Cole and Kendrick, the same thing. When they were, you know, in 2011, everything, they were fucking bitches and blah, 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 blah. And you can see their music has matured. They are getting older. They're damn near 40. Why would they be rapping about the same shit? And sometimes I feel like Drake does not. It's like Drake is trying to rap or appeal to the younger crowd instead of, I don't know, kind of, maybe that's his life. I don't fucking know. It could be. And maybe he just, you feel me? But that's just my criticism. I felt like his music hasn't matured, and so sometimes it seems like he's being childish type shit.
5 songs away from on average. I ask myself, what you're rapping so much for? I listen to the songs on these records, and even the ones where the subject matter is vapid, and he's talking about bitches, he's talking about fucking, he's talking about ops. It generally comes off with such an overwhelmingly large veil of passive aggressiveness, even if he's directly calling out the person that he's referencing. And I won't pretend like there aren't good songs on this album.
Yeah,
the first track,
with,
first person shooter,
yep.
8 a.m. in whatever
Charlotte.
The fuck city it was. There are good moments on this album, like most Drake albums. There's some good, but an overwhelmingly large amount of bad. And when I say overwhelming, I mean, I got 4 or 5 songs off this album, and the remaining however many, I'm not going back to. As an album, I don't think that this is a good release at all. I think it's bad. And no, I don't want a full rap album from Drake. I think at this point in his career, and at this point in my life, it would be incredibly fucking boring. I don't need the Griselda type shit from Drake. I wish there were a part of this album that I could attach myself to, but sonically, for most of it, I'm not enamored with anything. There's nothing unique, interesting, forward-thinking happening in any capacity. The areas of the album that I feel like are ventures into a world that isn't specifically tailor-made for Drake are where he's doing his best Yeet impression, or when he's trying to copy Bad Bunny, or trying to match the energy that Lil Yachty's been given recently. And he got a great deal of that from Michigan. A good deal of For All the Dogs sound like Drake desperately searching for scraps. And yes, I feel that way about the EP that he attached to it as well. I'm not asking for the Drake that he used to be, because, I mean, even if he wanted to emulate that, I don't think he could do it successfully. He's too old. Where some artists evolve and change up their format or grow more innovative, Drake just is doing what Drake does. It's just exhausting listening to it at this point, that's all. But that's enough, okay? I don't feel the need to ramble anymore about any more records.
Okay, like I said, I couldn't speak on anything really except for Drake and a little bit of Jack Harlow. Them other mofos, I did not hear that album, so I didn't want to really say nothing, but there's not really even people I would really listen to for a whole album. Like, I couldn't even imagine trying to sit down and listen to a whole Ray Shrimmer album. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just, I don't fucking know. But, like I said, I don't know. This year just feels like it's been so, like, not memorable with music. Like, I genuinely do not remember what the fuck came out this year. It's like, it's like time is not real. Like, I don't know. I just really don't remember. It's like did Call Me When You Get Lost. That shit came out last year? Or the year before? I don't know. I don't know. But like I said, I agree with a lot of what he said about Drake's album. Like I said, it's just, I think it gets to a point where stuff gets cringy when you're listening to somebody rap. And like, say, when I was listening to Nothing Was the Same, I was 16 or 15 or whatever, and it's like, okay, like 15. I'm 25 now, so when I'm hearing how he raps now, and it's like similar, like, it's just, I'm talking about like maturity level, it's just like, fuck, bro, you about to be 40. Like, I don't know, personally, it just not like the best. But anyways, I fuck with his opinions. He's very blunt. I'll say that's very blunt. Mofos be saying he's a hater and everything, but I feel like he's honest and true to himself and really don't care what anybody else thinks, so I fuck with it. But anyways, y'all like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Instagram, follow me on TikTok. I'll see you on the next one.